I'm writing almost only for a German audience. So what I would like to share with you is some good news, some bad news, and some mutual misunderstandings between the campaigns and the German readers, and vice versa. The good news is that Germans are very interested in this election year. This was not so sure 2 years ago, because 2 years ago, you know that your president is not very popular abroad, yeah, okay. But I was already living here, and sometimes I really couldn't really be sure whether what my fellow countrymen call anti-Bushism is not indeed anti-Americanism. But I was really positively surprised how much Germans got interested in this election year, starting from January 4th, of course. Before, probably 90% or even 95% of the Germans hadn't heard the name Barack Obama, or if they had heard it, they couldn't remember it. They knew very well Hillary Clinton, and of course, everybody thought that she might be the nominee. And the next misunderstanding now from the German side is probably until today, most Germans can't imagine how Republicans could possibly win this year an election. And I always have to explain to them that it's not that easy, that it's an open competition, and that John McCain also might have his chance to win, as some of you heard this afternoon in this polling session. So Germans, like most Europeans, tend to think that it's unfair that they can't vote, because well, because yeah, the guy or the lady in the White House is important also for Europe. And the good thing is for the states that Europeans can't vote, because if they could vote, there would be no doubt what would be the result of the election. So, Germans are a little bit one-sided in this election year. They like the idea of Obama becoming the first president, but now I come to a point where maybe the Obama campaign gets something wrong. The Obama campaign, if you talk to them and you apply for meetings or interviews, not necessarily only with Barack, but also just with his advisors or so, well, that's not going to take place. They don't have time for you. They might be very friendly at the first contact, and later they wouldn't even reply to your, I don't know, emails, phone calls, even short message on the phone, even if those same people gave you 2 weeks earlier their personal telephone number, and you thought it's because you should use it, but well. And if you ask them, then they will tell you that why should they take time for foreign media? Because they think that it's Obamania all around the world. And I've been with this book already now on 7 book tours, and I can tell you that Germans are excited about the idea of Barack Obama becoming the next president, but they have the same questions and the same doubts as you have here in the United States. Has he enough experience? Has he enough substance? What will he do? Is he just a nice talker? And so on. So I think here is a certain misunderstanding by the Obama campaign, but fortunately he will be visiting Europe in the next weeks, and well, we will see whether this is really about the relation or it's rather about producing pictures for the home front again. That he's important and shaking hands, and maybe even some Germans will be at the streets and waving flags or something, cheering. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. I'm underlining this because I think that here's a certain gap between the promise and the message and the reality. Of course, I understand that all these candidates have election to win here in the US. So the first question is, how many voters do you reach? Of course, German newspapers don't tend to reach a lot of American voters. So I understand that he is not offering me every week an interview or something like that. But on the other hand, he's promising you that he wants to do the most to improve relations with your allies, friends, partners abroad. And my experience, as already Edward said a little bit, according to our experience, the Obama campaign is the most difficult to access of all the campaigns. John McCain gives interviews to foreign media. Even Hillary Clinton, we thought she might be the most difficult. Even she was meeting with foreign media. Barack Obama, as far as I know, has not given one interview to any foreign media until now. They are promising that they will do that, but for now they are not doing that. But they seem to be a little bit nervous that you shouldn't get that message or that information, because Last September, I was traveling with Andrei Nagorski from Newsweek through Iowa. Well, we were giving presentations about the picture of the US abroad, and people were asking us how our access is, and I was just telling them as it is. So Iowans got angry, and they were starting to write emails to the Obama campaigns that they think they should meet also with foreign media. And those US citizens got emails back that, of course, they would meet with us. They promised that last September. It didn't happen until now. So maybe that, well, this whole campaign is about hope and change, so I hope that that might change. And the last 2 points, if John McCain gets elected in November, Germans and some of the Europeans will be disappointed at once, and they will try to figure out how that could happen. If Barack Obama wins the election, the disappointment comes later. Probably next June or July, when Germans try to remember what they thought that he said that he will do, and then they will find out that even Barack Obama is a US politician and tends to probably fight for US interests and is not Europe's anti-president against the Bush agenda. And that will lead to disappointment in Europe.